Hi guys, hope you have a wonderful day. I think we're gonna start the meeting. Whenever who will join us later, and they could just continue from that. We're gonna accept people who are joining during. So, my name is Laur. I'm CEO at Lixium. We are a software development company, and which I'm gonna speak a little bit about in the next slides. So today's webinar is a webinar created by us based on the experience and the research that we've made. It's specified on the ideas and ways to create new revenue streams in telecom. And the main goal is to speak a little bit about the digital future of telecom companies and where do they evolve, in what part the transformation will be, and what do you need to do in order to start developing new revenue streams in your telecom company. So I'll start with the presentation content. So we're going to speak about the current state of the telecom industry that we have right now. We're going to speak about the shift towards digital, how telecom companies are transitioning to technology companies. I'm going to speak a little bit about the key digital trends in telecom right now, some case studies of some companies that we've interacted with and that were successfully in their path. How to make transformation yourself, as well as some real-world data and statistics that we've managed to found about telecom. So what is Lixium? Lixium is the company where I'm the CEO. We are a software development company based in Moldova. We design and build custom software for clients from North American and African regions. We have experience in building custom B2C and B2B software in telecom, banking, logistics, enterprise resource planning sectors. Our team consists of experienced developers, designers, and business analytics who have created products with more than 600,000 users. We build a lot of stuff, including stuff for logistics, telecom applications. We have also telecom white label applications that we use to integrate to other telecom companies, and I'll speak about it at the end of our presentation. But the main goal of the presentation is to actually speak about the digital shift of telecom companies. So what's happening right now in the telecom industry? Right now, honestly, it's kind of a tipping point. Well, back in the day, telecom companies made a ton of money from things like voice calls, SMS. Maybe you remember when texting plans were a very big deal, and we had to be careful not to go over the limits of texting on SMS. So those days are pretty much ancient history now. Today, the situation is completely different. People aren't using traditional voice and SMS nearly as much as before. Instead, everyone is turning to apps like WhatsApp, Zoom, FaceTime, and even now we are speaking through Google Meet, so we don't use a call for that. The FaceTime is a really big thing with the apparition of it in iPhones, because it's just changing how users use it, because if they are connected to 3G, they are using FaceTime instead of like calling. That's why they don't need to have calling minutes available. So those apps let you message, call, video chat without worrying about the minutes and text you got left. Everyone is worried about data now. Everyone is buying gigabytes bundles as much as possible in order to have access to the content on the internet. So right now, the average revenue per user, the RPU, is basically the amount of money that the telecom company makes from each customers, is going down because people are buying gigabytes instead of voice and SMS, and all the packages that contains this are declining across the world. That's because everyone already has a mobile phone. There are options of extremely cheap Android mobile phones that are spreading across the global. So it's a race to the bottom, because if we don't make any changes in marketing, in changing the products, we're going to face out that nobody will use SMS and data in the next 20 years. It's not about only lower the revenue. Customers today want actually more. They expect better service, more features, good user experience. They're not just making calls or sending text anymore. They are streaming videos, they are playing video games, they are shopping online, they are using apps for everything that you can imagine under the sun. So telecom companies need to step up their game to keep with these demands. And there's the technology also that appears. So it's moving extremely fast. Telecom companies have to keep up things like 5G, the IoT, the Internet of Things, the AI. This is the future, but they also require extremely huge investments. So telecom companies are in a false spot. They need to spend big on these new technologies, but their traditional revenue streams are becoming smaller each year. Take 5G, for example, it's going to change everything from now. The things how we connect to devices, how our entire cities will operate in the future. However, rolling 5G networks is extremely expensive. Like uh, with an ARPU in declining, spending a lot of money on new technologies that will get the money back in the futures is really risky. So telecom companies need to find new ways to make money in order to justify these massive investments that they do. In a nutshell, the telecom industry is at a critical moment right now. The old ways of doing business just aren't working anymore, and companies need to innovate, diversify, and really focus on what their customers want. And if they want to stay ahead, it's a challenge, but it's a huge opportunity also for those who can adapt and lead the way. So, like the main things are the fact that it's really happening. So the APU is going lower. This is a problem, and you need to find more money to make investments once again. Uh, so why do telecom companies become digital companies? Uh, so the thing is that we've talked about the traditional telecom model and how it's getting squeezing from the side. And I would like to talk about how telecom companies are adapting to this new reality. What we're seeing right now is a pretty big transformation. Telecom companies are starting to evolve into what we call Lixium techos. What does it mean? So it's not longer enough for these companies to just provide connectivity like mobile or internet services. In order to stay competitive and meet the changing needs for the customers, they're branching out to the world of digital services. So think about streaming video, online gaming, cloud storage, and other technical driven services that go way beyond just making a phone call or sending a text. Uh, so as an final world, the ways to increasing revenue streams is to actually increasing those revenue streams with new products that you propose. And the transition to tech costs is it means that it's integrating digital services like streaming, gaming, cloud services, delivery service, any other service that you can build as a technical company. And it's very important to diversify the traditional services that you have and using other products to make the user actually use the data that you sell. You need to make the people use the gigabytes to spend it on like games, streaming, and stuff in order to buy more gigabytes from you. This is the main idea, and it will be specified once again in this meeting. Uh, so, as an example of a service expansive, so right now, it's kind of like really hard. So we talk about traditional telecom model. Uh, it's not enough for companies to just sell stuff, and that's why big companies, big telecom companies, try to expand. So in response to the challenges, as an example, a telecom company named AT&T had a really big deal, and they make an acquisition of Time Warner. And Time Warner is a pretty big company that provides that has the Cartoon Network, the CNN, and a lot of stuff in it, including HBO even. So a telecom company buys a media company, which gives the possibility to expand the streaming services and compete directly with companies like Netflix and Amazon Prime in order to sell for the product. And since they have the access to do so, they are promoting their services inside those applications and promoting those applications inside those services. So in that way, they're pushing people to start using the data, the gigabytes that they're buying, by watching movies, and then they are selling more gigabytes to those people because they know that they are using it. Before that, even AT&T already owned Otter Media, which is a company that also owns a lot of media stuff, including anime, series, and stuff like that. So about the key digital trends driving right now in telecom. But diving deep into these big digital trends, it's really driving this transformation in telecom company. The first one is 5G, of course. Right now, it's on the hype. I'm sure you've heard of the hype about 5G. It's not just about getting faster internet on your phone, even if it's a good idea. What's really exciting about 5G is how it's laying the foundation for all sorts of like futuristic technologies. We're talking about smart cities from everywhere, like from lights to garbage collection is collected and optimized in real time. There are autonomous vehicles that must appear in future that are already working, like Tesla. Car drives themselves really fast, reliable, and safety. Let's not forget about the Internet of Things, like the connectivity with the smart homes and stuff like that. Even like refrigerators, industrial sensor, and the factories, everything can be connected to 5G because it's a really fast internet connection. The next topic will be AI. It's also a topic that is discussed around the internet right now. This is another game changer in telecom companies. So traditionally, managing a telecom company network is really complex, and it needs a lot of manual process, manual work, people who are working day to day, 24/7, in order to keep the core of the telecom in place. Uh, in the latest years, with generative AI, we are seeking a huge shift. Artificial intelligence, using properly, can predict and prevent network issues before they even happen, which means that you're gonna have fewer drop calls and faster service for customers. And on the customer service side, AI is helping companies to provide more personalized, efficient support. So instead of having a lot of human agents, customers, research, you can get instant help from AI-driven chatbots, and then you are redefined to a like physical person who can help you to finish your process. But like 80% of the request that comes to any company, including a telecom company, is just repetitive work that AI bot can deal with. So the big push towards that we are calling ecosystem development and digital services. The digital services means that instead of selling physically in the branches, you can provide your standard traditional services online, as well as expanding to other technical stuff like video streaming, movie streaming, series streaming, gaming, the eSIM compatibilities, and creating apps that connect to the real world, creating an app that is called a super app, how it's called on internet right now, is an application that connects not only you are not limited to buying stuff from telecom industry, you are also able to make financial activities inside the application. You are welcomed to pay for your bills, to pay for your government, to pay taxes, to see everything that you have about you stored in the government. So this expansion to the super apps gives the possibility to the user to stay in the application. Super apps can contain also shops, e-commerce, and anything that you can imagine in order to keep the people inside the application. And the last one is ecosystem development. You create several platforms and you can integrate it into one, create a game that will eat the traffic of the users, and then you just sell more traffic to the user as well. So let's talk a little bit about games. I think that it may be a surprise to you, but telecom companies are starting to create games. And they're creating games for two factors. The first one is to expand their revenue using offers and additions like ads that they have, advertising in the application. The second one is to give a matching point for the users, a conversion rate, in order for them to get discount for gigabytes or even free gigabytes for the points that you are getting in the application. So right now, online gaming, especially mobile and cloud gaming, requires a lot of data, a lot of gigabytes that needs to be used in order to play. So by creating, offering, and promoting games to your users, because telecom companies has a database of users which can they actively sell to, of course, and especially if this is a free game, you can offer the games to the users in order to increase the data consumption, the data that people buy from you. So it's driving up the used data and it's driving up the conversion as the sales because people are buying more gigabytes in order to be able to play. This is leading to the average revenue per user because each user are starting to buy more, and it upgrades the way how you work in a telecom company. So your customer will play your games, will play your movies and stuff like that. Uh, Inside the game, you can put loyalty programs. You can offer exclusive gaming content that can be effective to just keep the loyalty of your customer. For example, you can create a bundle for you, and if they buy this bundle, they have access to some features in the game that they don't have access if they're not. Uh, Customers may less likely to switch to another provider if they're interested in telecom's gaming ecosystem. So if you are able to create a good game that takes the interest, people will just stay inside your telecom company to be stable. And that's a new way to attract new customers. So gaming is a huge market. By entering this space, telecom companies can attract a younger, tech-savvy demographic that might otherwise not engage as much with your traditional telecom services. So new people, teenagers who are growing up, if they are receiving bonuses to pay for the telecom services, they are going to stay with you because this is the first entry. They are going to be converted and will be converted with discounts, not only because you just saw that you are a good company. So the next one is actually streaming services. This one is also a huge one. Companies that sold books in the past now are showing movies. And as an example, Netflix is creating their own content in order to have the ownership and to create the specific content that the users need to have in order to increase the credibility and the conversion and the loyalty of the user. People use a lot of data on streaming. They watch YouTube, they watch Netflix, they watch HBO, and you could create a streaming service for your own in order to be able to make people use the data that you have. And using the force of the telecom, you can create services that will be used by people because you have the target audience already confirmed. So there are several ways about how you can make money from streaming services. The first one is a subscription fee. So by offering streaming services, telecom companies can generate additional revenue using subscription models. These services can be bundled with existing telecom plans in order to offer standalone packages and increasing overall revenue. So as an example, you can put a TV bundle plus internet, and it will contain also, for example, your streaming service, which will have specific content for yours, for your local market. It can be either African market, it can be Eastern Europe market, it can be US market. But the thing is that you are going to push people use your services in order to uh, use the data that they are buying to be able to buy more. And of course, the advertising revenue. Streaming platforms provide opportunities for ad placement, especially in free or lower cost tiers of service. And it's creating another significant revenue stream. So you are not only, in addition to the fact that you're selling more bundles, you're selling more internet, you are also able to sell ads of like drinks and products that you are showing into the series or just showing as banners in the streaming service you create. Uh, the streaming services is creating loyalty actually because they can be bundled with some mobile or broadband packages, as I said before. It's making the telecom provider more attractive to customers. The bundling strategy consists of significantly enhanced customer retention. It means that customers are more likely to stay with a provider that offers both connectivity and content than a provider that offers only connectivity, like gigabytes, SMS, and voice. And expanding market, of course. Being a telecom company in a specific country limits you to the amount of users that you have. And when the company grows enough, you are able only to get the clients from the competitor to your site. This is another story with streaming services and games, because they are easily scalable with a good marketing technique and good content. It's allowing telecom companies to expand their offerings beyond traditional geographic boundaries. The global search and the global reach can attract a broader audience and open up new markets, especially in regions with growing internet penetration. And in the future, having an expanding market that use your product teams can give you the possibility to even expand your telecom company into other regions if you wish so. And now I'd like to speak a little bit about super apps and mobile apps for telecom companies. Right now, the main goal of the telecom companies are building centralized service. They are building applications that are connected to the daily habits of the users, such as paying for stuff in supermarkets, seeing their financial metrics, being able to pay for the bills, pay for the credits, and stuff like that. So super apps provide a unified platform where customers can access a wide range of services, starting from mobile payments to shopping, ride hailing, and even streaming, all this in a single app. So for telecom companies, this means more frequent customer interaction and increased brand loyalty, as users regularly engage with the app for various needs. And this is an example of an application that Lixium built. This is a white label solution of ours. We've built a telecom application and a software package that is modular and can be changed to the need of the telecom company itself. It's a solution that can be integrated in only 3 months into a telecom company infrastructure, and it has all the features that a telecom company needs to have in order to start the technological transition. So I'm gonna speak a little bit about this in the next slide that they're adding. It was just an example of a super app that can be built. So regarding super apps, in addition, the main thing of the super apps is to make the sale online. It means that you need to have a way to target the users and create promotions for their in a specific way. So the applications must have service bundling and upselling. So telecom companies should be able to bundle their core service with additional offers available on the super app. And you need to be able to create specific custom bundles, including insurance, loans, e-commerce proposal, discounts, coupons for buying stuff. It's not only driving average revenue per user, but also opens a new revenue streams from non-core services, integrating streaming, gaming, all into one application. Our application that we've built at Lixium, our software solution, gives you the possibility to create custom promotions and offers based on big data analysis that we do. We analyze all the steps that the user is doing in the application, and after that, you can create a custom offer for him. So it's about the customer insights. It allows the telecom company to gather extensive data on user behavior, preferences, and spending patterns. This data can be used in the future to create highly personalized offers, improving the customer satisfaction and increasing the sales conversion rate in the final word. I'd like to speak a little bit about some case studies that we think about. So the first one is Telkomsel from Indonesia. Telkomsel is a great example of how AI can completely change the game for customers. They've integrated AI into their customer service processes, which has allowed them to handle a huge volume of requests more efficiently. So this isn't only about automating processes. It's about using AI to really understand what customers need and respond to them in a way that feels personal. Like the result was that they significantly reduced the operational costs using AI, while at the same time boosting customer satisfaction. It was a win-win for customers because they are now happier and they are getting quicker, more accurate, responsive. And Telkomsel is saving money in the process because they don't need to take in-house people in order to respond to the messages. This is the example that I was speaking about when I was speaking about AI. The next one is the SK Telecom from South Korea. SK Telecom, by integrating AI into their apps, has significantly improved customer satisfaction and engagement. The company has streamlined its operations, reducing customer service costs and increasing the efficiency of the digital platforms. Uh, the thing is that the potential of AI integrated into the apps that they are built are making the transformation to the top-tier customer experience on the market. And it's a strong example why telecom companies should consider developing their own apps with Lixium, for example. Uh, one more company is Verizon from USA. It has been making some bold moves to stay ahead in the digital game, particularly with the investments in 5G and digital media. One of their major plays was the acquisition of Yahoo. So Verizon just bought Yahoo in order to have access to the search engine and mailing system. Uh, you would think about why does a telecom company need a search engine? So this move was about expanding the digital advertising capabilities. By integrating Yahoo's assets with their own Verizon assets, Verizon positioned itself as a stronger player in the digital media space. They use news, ads as a priority to promote their services, which is becoming increasingly important because consumers spend more time online and they are getting like 90% of the information from online spaces. Plus, in the ongoing investment in 5G, Verizon invested a lot of money and they needed to deliver these digital services faster and in a more reliable way than ever before because they had huge investments. And if you have 5G, you need to invest in the technologies. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense because they are already extremely fast internet connectivity with 4G for the traditional usage of internet like YouTube, movies, and stuff. 5G gives you the possibility to grow increasingly and to create products that are not as before. So the last one is Vodafone. I think you know this company. My Vodafone app has become an essential tool for customer engagement. They are making a reduction of churn rates and increasing the customer loyalty. The app's success is because of its ability to offer a seamless integrated experience that meets the evolving needs of its users. Vodafone had a commitment to digital transformation in the beginning, and through app development has not only improved the customer satisfaction, but also created new revenue opportunities, such as targeted advertising and premium services, as I was explaining before. So how to actually start the presentation? So if telecom companies want to succeed in this rapidly changing digital landscape, I think you must hear me now. Yes, it's okay. So I was speaking about the transformation from telecom to technical companies. Well, if telecom companies want to succeed in this rapidly changed digital landscape, partnering with a tech company is a really important idea. Here's why. So we all know that telecom companies are fantastic at building and managing telecom networks, but today's challenges require more than just connectivity. Technologies like AI, cloud computing, and 5G are evolving really quick. And trying to develop them in-house would be costly and slow. That's why partnering with tech companies like us at Lixium comes in. By teaming up with technical firms, Telecom can tap into cutting-edge innovations without having to start from scratch, because technical companies already have experience in that. This means that they can roll out new services faster, stay ahead of competition, and offer the customers the latest and greatest digital experiences. Plus, these partnerships aren't just about technology. They bring fresh perspectives and expertise that can help telecom anticipate future trends and opportunities. In short, partnership with tech companies are really essential for telecom looking to increase the digital age. At Lixium, we are ready to help you navigate this transformation and unlock new revenue streams together. So if you are wishing to build the future of telecom together, where you are open to text me personally, and we're going to speak about it. We may see how we can help you to develop the digital transformation in your company. I would like also to speak about the fact that beside building partnership with technical firms like Lixium, you really need to focus yourself inside the company on customer experience and new digital products. The ideas for digital products must have come from inside the company, because the company needs to have the vision about what they need to build. The roadmap of a telecom company needs to include digital services in the next 10 years, because it is a must, and it will be a competitive advantage if you're going to start from the beginning. And of course, the strategic planning is really important. The telecom companies need to have clear goals and timelines and understand why they do some stuff, and make the paths to do so. I'd like to also speak about the statistics that we have right now. Based on the TM forum, the telecommunication forum, the digital services are expected to grow by 1.8% annually each year from 2022 to 2027. It means that it can seem like a small percentage, but in the total revenue of the telecom, this is a really huge amount of money, and it's escalating and expanding in each year, and it's because of diversifying and expanding the digital services that the telecom company provide. Based on the research that the McKinsey company made, McKinsey company is a huge corporation that is a consulting corporation. They found out that AI and automation can reduce operational cost by up to 35%. And this is confirmed data, because they are working with hundreds and thousands of companies that are integrating AI every day, and they are making the deal by recommending stuff to telecom companies. And in the list, based on Statista, streaming services are projected to reach over 52% of penetration by 2027. It means that people are starting using the streaming services as an alternative to any other kind of content that they have. And even companies like TikTok, Instagram, which is in Meta Group, Facebook, they're planning to do streaming services in order to be concurrents with HBO, Netflix. And telecom companies are also building products that are eating data from your users, eating gigabytes, using the gigabytes in order for the companies to need to buy more gigabytes and so forth. So now I'd like to speak a little bit about what solution do we have, what expertise do we have right now. We have a solution called Lix Telecom, which is a fast go-to-market solution that will revitalize the telecom company. Lix Telecom is a suite of products that can be integrated into your infrastructure in only 3 months. 3 months, it means that we are starting from the day one, and in 3 months you have a ready-to-use application with personalized design and branding. Lixium mobile application, a web application, is a software solution that is centered around the users. It gives in-app offers, promotions that are specified to your telecom company clients, and it's increasing the revenue of your company from a day-to-day after the implementation. The overall impact of our solution is the fact that it's increasing the average revenue per user using, as I said, upselling, cross-selling, and targeted promotions. It's boosting customer retention. It's providing seamless, personalized, and rewarding user experience around all the application. And it also drives the new customer acquisition. We have a compelling promotion and easy onboarding process with a full digital onboarding process. And we've actually built a flow of full digital onboarding process and QAC that can be adapted to your local regulations and start attracting new users. It consists of a flow that digitalizes the process of becoming a client. So the clients do not need to go to a branch to become a client. They can do it digitally. So we remove any blockers. We just download the application, go through the registration process, and then we get our eSIM card or get delivered the regular SIM card to our home in order to become the client, and you already can start buying the bundles from the telecom company and use the data. The dashboard is a modular one. This is only an example of what can be built. This is the default template that we have right now. The application is extremely modular. It can be grown and it can be integrated with any other services in order to grow into a super app, as I said before. The telecom application has the top tier user experience, and it was built by our team consists of people who worked in Orange Group. They were working on digital products, and they designed this application using the top tier standards for applications in telecom industry. We have the access to settings, profile, and notification at the top. We have the managing of the balance on the state of the client behavior, the invoices, options, spending history, and stuff like that. And also we have the offers and promos section, which is actually custom generate offers by the telecom company using an admin panel that they have. About the increasing average revenue per user using Blix Telecom software solution, the real-time account management and personalized offers gives the possibility for the user to manipulate with their telecom SIM card. But the main idea is not this. As I said before, we are providing a big data solution that takes all the information about the user, all the behavior that they are doing in the application. And in this way, you can use an admin panel to create personalized offers for your clients. So let's say an example, real simple example, how you can do this. Let's say a person is buying a bundle for 3 months in a row, and then in the 4th month, he stopped to buy it. In that way, you can find this specific target of user using an admin panel that we have, and choose that for this specific target of user with this specific age, with this specific area, with this specific behavior that they bought 3 months and they didn't stop, create a bundle with a 10% discount for 5 days, for example. And then it appears in this dashboard for the users that are targeted into this. And in this way, you are increasing the average revenue per user in the current month because they are buying right now. And it's increasing the loyalty, it's increasing the cash flow in the company, and it has a lot of benefits. And it's only one example about how it might work. And it's only in your imagination that what can you build using the promotional tools that we are providing. The application is accessible even offline. We made sure that it's continuous working even without internet. Temporary access to internet, and you enter and you see the data that you have in the application, and you are informed that you need to refresh and connect to the internet. You won't see infinite loading. You have access to the promos, you have access to the balance, and you see everything in the application. With this comes the promotion management and technical metrics tools that we provide. We provide tools for custom promotions in an admin panel view, the big data and user behavior analysis tool and technical metrics and stuff like that. It helps you driving business decisions in your telecom company. So actually that's it. In the final world, I'd like to specify that the telecom companies can really benefit from building additional digital services such as streaming, gaming, and super apps for payment integrations. And in this way, you can diversify your revenue, and in the future years start to make money from other sides in different from the standard telecom applications. Yeah, so I'd like to thank you all for joining the our Lixium webinar. I would like to give my word to Alexander so he can continue.
Thank you, Laur. Thank you for coming, all the guests. And I would like to propose the free to the Laur's calendar. And if you are ready to make a meeting to discuss our future collaboration, please feel free to book meeting in your at the time that works for you for the future. So maybe we can answer any questions, or what would you say?
Yeah, I think, guys, if you have any questions regarding the presentation, maybe some stuff about statistics and some ideas, you can ask us. I'd like to respond to them.
Please feel free to unmute you and to ask any questions.
Okay, guys. So even if you have any questions, you can write it into the chat. Yeah, CV. Yeah. So as I said in the beginning, we are from Republic of Moldova. This is an Eastern European country, and we are famous for digital development technologies because we have an IT park. And in our country, there's a branches of big corporate companies who are working in it. So we provide services for African region, Europe, and United States. Actually, you can say globally because we have diversified clients from different territories. But we are located in Moldova.
Hi, can you hear me? No.
Yes, yes, hi.
Just quick question. So, you say that you have already service in some countries of Africa, yes?
Yes.
So, can you let us know which country you are so far?
Yeah, we worked with Somali. Also, no, we're working with Tanzania. In Somali, we worked with Golis Telecom company. We've built a mobile application for them. We've integrated the solution that we have right now.
Okay. I'm here at Angola. So basically, there is no many telecom company that use AI. So do you have like study for the market to implement for each country? Do you have some recommendation based on each country, or you? Because sometimes you can have the best technology to implement, but if the people is not aware or don't have like the culture to use this type of technology, cannot make sense to them to use. For example, we've been faced some issue with mobile money here based on the culture. We need to bring this transformation, innovation to the people. Some of them they are comfortable to use cash. So based on that, how do you manage to implement some type of AI based on like the behavior of the people? How do you manage that?
Yeah. So the thing with AI is that it's more helping companies to decrease the costs, automizing processes. So the easiest way to implement AI is for eliminating the chat support employments. If you are integrating a chatbot, AI chatbot into any company of any kind, including telecom companies or mobile money companies, you are giving the possibility for the people. So they are actually, if they are texting the customer support, they are going to text in the beginning the AI bot, and in that way you're gonna have like 90% of the requests responded by the AI bot, and then you go to the physical person. So in that way, in the telecom company, you'll have less people working in-house as a physical person 25/7 to answer the questions. Regarding the questions with the usability of mobile money and the fact that people are using cash in order to pay for goods. So each country had this problem in the beginning when they started with banking and digital services, including Europe. The ways to make the conversion of the people is if the market already have the mobile phones in terms of like Android devices, you can try to offer some financial beneficence for the users of mobile money in order for them to transit to it. For example, give some bonuses, some discounted into the supermarkets or into the shops or into the merchants. Like even if this is a physical person who is selling something, you can give discounts to it in order to use the mobile money. Beside giving the tools for reporting, if you have a small business, it is easier to make the reporting if you take the money digitally and you just click on a button to have a report. But the main thing is, yes, you need to motivate the people to change from cash to mobile money. And this is a really hard process where you need to somehow try to give them benefits and explain the users that they are really needing to buy this. So most of the people do not use digital payment methods because they are afraid of fees, hidden fees. They don't want to pay taxes and stuff like that. So if you try to think about those problems and eliminate their worries about this, it will be just easier to make them use the mobile money. So they are going to be loyal, and in the final you have some more benefits because the amount of user will grow. The people who didn't even use the mobile money before, they're gonna use it. So yeah, hope this was helpful to you.
Thank you so much for the clarification.
Yeah, so I have also a question from Mohammed. Thank you for inviting us. I need to ask what the opportunities and challenges for digital services in African markets, especially who had a war and critical crisis. The opportunities and challenge for digital services. So people in crisis and after extremely bad experiences like wars and conflicts, people are more willing to try to think about happiness and content usage. I feel that in the latest years, even with the war starting in Europe, the gaming industry was a little bit increasing, and the streaming services, because people need to just think about something else and feel safe. That's why I are using this. Regarding I believe that your question is also related to the usage of like crisis in forms of deformed structures in telecom infrastructure, like problems with this, and you need to reinvest stuff in it. So I think that moving to a cloud infrastructure will be more beneficial than starting to building from scratch the physical ones. So the databases, moving to cloud, implementing some AI technologies in order to predict the usage of the data, and make the availability of the service more often, and try to increase the coverage of the services much faster and much bigger using low-cost solutions. So kind of like that. So even in a crisis, even in problematic areas, there is a place for digital services, because people are using mobile phones. There are extremely cheap mobile phones, like for 50 euros, 40 euros, people buy it in order to access internet, and they are using internet for entertainment. This is the main goal. And if you are able to entertain the users, they are going to become loyal, fiddle clients, kind of like this.
Laura, we have another question from Jake Kamara. Are you proposing CVM platform? How do you intend to meet customer over the super app if not the case?
Yeah, so we together with the software package. So I think there's a lot more to speak about the software package, and I'd like to invite you to another call specifically for this presentation. But the thing is that our software solution is not only the mobile application. This is a suite of software package that consists of mobile application, web application, tools for management, including admin panels. I mean, like user management and everything that they do in the application in a form of a dashboard. As well, it contains the technical metrics systems. It contains the promotional metrics admin panel. So actually, that's it. Yeah, so we are making a whole package, including the CVM, including the mobile apps, everything that you need to have in a telecom infrastructure.
So thank you all of us for coming. Please feel free to arrange a meeting with Laura using the link I've sent in the chat. And have a nice day.
Yeah, thank you guys. I really hope we can meet one more time to explore the possibilities in your companies. So yeah, keep in touch, and thank you all for the attending. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you.